If you grew up in a family like mine, where love is conditional and has to be earned, your appearance is one of the currencies of love. So whenever your family criticizes your appearance, it really hurts. It doesn't feel like they're just simply talking about your body or your hair. It feels like they're saying, "We don't love you for who you are. You're not good enough for us. You will never be good enough for us." In those moments, your nervous system gets into a flight or freeze response, and your body is hearing something much, much deeper. It's hearing that you are not safe to be yourself. So, how do we cope with and heal from those painful moments? In therapy, this is called toxic shame. Toxic shame is saying, "I am wrong. I am the problem," not "I did something wrong and now I can do something different." Toxic shame is often passed down in dysfunctional families like generational pain and drama. But we have to understand this has nothing to do with us. This is simply your family projecting. This is your family's inner child screaming out in pain, using you as the scapegoat. It is not your fault. When I was growing up, I noticed that my dad would always envy other men for their height. He's only 5'4", so he's always been picked on for his short stature. I grew up a lot taller thanks to my mom, and for that reason, my dad would always show me off like a trophy. But on the other hand, he would find other flaws on my body to criticize, to take me down a notch or two, to make himself feel better, to compensate for his feelings of inadequacy. And so he would say things like, "Your eyes are so small, you look like you're sleepy all the time." Or, "Your skin is so dark, like a poor Asian farmer, not a royal Asian." Or, "Your thighs are so chubby, they look like there's no gaps in between." Things that make him feel superior to me to compensate for his lack of height. This brings us to our first way of healing and coping: rewriting your narrative and your story. And here's why it's so powerful: because you get to control the narrative. Remember that our emotions come from the way we interpret things. So if you can change your interpretations, you can also change your emotions. When we were young, we would be so scared and sad when we hear comments like that, because we thought, "I have to depend on their approval for survival. If they disapprove of me, I am not safe." And it used to be correct when we were reliant on them, but not anymore. We are grown adults. We can take care of ourselves. So these are the new thoughts that you and I need to start telling ourselves. I am strong. I am powerful. I am independent. I can take care of myself. I deserve to be loved for who I am, not for how I look. I do not need their approval to survive. Those comments have nothing to do with me. I can take these comments for what they truly are and not let them bring me down. What these comments are is that they're just projections and self-loading from a wounded person. They are not about me, and they do not affect my safety in life. So the next time your mom fixes your hair or subtly adjusts your clothes, just know she's only doing it because she feels uncomfortable in her own skin. Somewhere, someone really hurt her. And she's only acting out her wound because that's the only way she knows how to soothe her pain, by criticizing and fixing you. But it has nothing to do with you. She's simply unable to regulate her emotions. Nobody has taught her how to learn to love her inner child unconditionally. So you can feel compassion for her, but you don't have to feel responsible for her emotions. We deserve better than being someone's punching bag to make themselves feel better. I really hope that this video has been helpful to you, and I really don't want anyone else to go through the same pain that I did without having a way to cope with it. If you find this useful, comment and subscribe below, and check back next week where I'm going to talk about EFT, emotion focused therapy, and how to use EFT to handle those intense emotions, those crippling moments where you feel like you cannot breathe. EFT is super, super helpful in turning your emotions from your enemies to your friends. See you next week.